Welcome, boys and girls, to the 2020-2021 Lambic BREW. Today, it's the first time we try the Valentine arm properly, the first time we try the underback properly. We are doing a probably 25 litre brew of a Lambic with 40% torrefied wheat, 60% Pilsner wheat, that's it. We're going to do a 90-minute in the mash tun, and then we're going to do a 3-hour boil. I have some old hops which we're going to chuck a little bit into the boil. We don't really want flavour, we want the preservative qualities. The most interesting thing we're going to use today, which I'm just cleaning, is the Koelschip. And this is a traditional copper Koelschip, 2 and a bit mil thick pure copper with copper food grade and silver thingy whatever brazing, so no lead, although you can have lead, but I just preferred not to. At the moment I haven't cut the exit tube down. I've just put a tri-clamp on the end to go into a fermentation bucket tomorrow. So we shall do the brew, and then it will spend the night open in the Koelschip. It's going to stink in here, isn't it? Open in the Koelschip, and then tomorrow we put it into a fermenter. So it's natural fermentation using all of the natural, that's my hand, look, hello, using all of the natural yeasts and cultures what is in the air here next to the canal. This could go one of two ways. It could be that we end up with a Lambic, which I'm going to sit on some raspberries after fermentation before putting it into our nicely charred brand new 30 litre barrel. But this will be in a couple of weeks time now, and then it will sit in here for a year or so. I need obviously to get it all sealed, which means filling it full of hot water, which I can do easily from either the HLT or the boiler. Let it seal for 48 hours before putting from the fermenter into it, So back when I'm almost ready and I've finished cleaning this and I'm ready to mash in. By the way, I'm not using reverse osmosis water today. Today I am just using Sheffield tap water and a Camden tablet, and there's a reason for that, which I'll come back to at a later date. Back soon, boys and girls, back soon. Traditionally, Lambics like really old knackered hops, and I posted about this on one of the groups. A guy called Callum Aikenhead, something like that, I can't remember. Sorry if I've pronounced that wrong, Callum. So I've got some that I vac sealed a year or so ago. You're welcome to them. And I've left these out in the open now for, oh crikey, quite a while, month and a bit, 2 months maybe. And all I can say is, Callum, your vacuum sealer is amazing. I wish I had one as good as that, because these still are so fragrant. So I'm going to put them in a paper bag and stick them somewhere warm and leave them for a year. He sent me loads. I'm going to have Lambics, Lambics a go-go, Lambics a thingy, whatever. Now I also had, I don't know how to do this without tipping them all out, these Big Ed's craft ale kits. Now I reckon these fuggles in here are about 5 years, 6 years old, and there's a tiny amount almost indistinguishable amount of hop aroma. Now, Lambics aren't hop forward beers. If you're really into your hop forward beers, don't do a Lambic, but they like the hops as a preservative. That's where hops were originally used, as a preservative. So we're going to go with this. There's, how much is in there? 36 grams. 36 grams. I'm going to chuck that in with the boil. I know. 3-hour boil. It's going to stink in here. So good. We have the start. Callum, mate, don't ever get rid of that vacuum sealer. We have the start of our Lambic. If we go over, I have the Koelschip ready. I haven't made a frame for it yet, so at the moment I've just tilted it so that everything goes woof into that corner for when I decant it all out in the morning. Here I have 48 litres of water, tap water, which is tap water from Sheffield Tap Water. That's what tap water is, I suppose, isn't it? And I've bunged a Camden tablet in there. Now it came out of the tap at about 6 degrees, something like that, 6.8 degrees. So it's going to take a while to get up to strike temp. I'm going to do a 90-minute mash. I know, at about 66, 67. Then I'm going to use for the first time, the Valentine arm, the underback, to make sure I don't get a stuck mash. I shouldn't get a stuck mash. There's a lot of torrefied wheat going in this, 40%, and then a 3-hour boil. Don't know if I've mentioned that before. I might have done, but if not, 3-hour boil. You're proud to smell this from Doncaster. Right, back when I'm ready for the next stage, which is weighing out. We have got 3.45 Bohemian Pilsner, 1.55 normal Pilsner, well, premium Pilsner as it's called, but I think it's normal Pilsner, and 3 kilograms of torrefied wheat. So that's a lot. That's 8 kilos in all. That's one of the larger grain bills, but it is a 30-litre batch. Well, it'll be a bit under 30 litres, but you know what I mean. You understand the principle there. So now we're going to dough in nice and gently over a period of time. You join me a little way in as I'm just raising. I'm doing what's called a turbid mash. So I've had this at 55. I'm now knocking it up to about 62, and then for the last 30 minutes I'm going to take it up to 67. Forgot to mention that bit. So it's going pretty well. Now what I'm going to do tonight is I think I'm just going to put it straight into here and leave it indoors. I would normally put it probably just there is the plan when I'm going to be doing this properer. There's Marley's ball, look. But I don't know, I'm not sure whether I'm going to take it outside at the moment because I haven't got anything to put it under cover yet, and I don't want to get a gazebo out, so I'm going to do it inside, but turn the overdoor heater off. It's right next to the shutter, so it will probably get down to about 3 degrees tonight, I should think, with no heating. That's the plan. We'll see tomorrow morning. So we've got another little while to go on here yet. I will just kind of stop talking crap. Almost bang on with the pH. That's good. I'm going to put some AMS in the sparge water because I want to drop the pH of the sparge water down to 5.2. And we're in the final part of the turbid, a lovely term, the turbid mash. And I'm going to sparge really, really hot on this, but gently. Gently's the key, boys and girls, gently. I'm going to use the Valentine arm, so we'll keep the water above the grain bed. We don't want any sucking on the bed. I know I've done that one before. I'm just giving the kettle, or a copper, we could call it a copper, but it's made of stainless steel, but it's still a copper. I'm just giving that a final clean out. I used some, I had a bit of a problem in there, as you can see, with some oxidation, so giving it a final clean. Doesn't make a huge amount of difference, it's only rust after all. Yeah, and that's from those cheap fucking elements, which won't have with the new super highly improved 100 litre kit, 80 litre kit. So just give it the final little bit, and then we'll be back to test our underback Grant and Valentine arm. But first I've got to finish cleaning this out. This is the exciting part now. The level of the Valentine arm is where we want that water. If you have a look here, alright, that's where the water is. We could have it a bit higher, and that means just adjusting this, which I shall show you how that is now done. There's two ways that this could be done. We could just pull it because this connection's really loose, or we could open this tri-clamp and rotate it ever so slightly. Okay, so this needs to be a tiny little bit higher in order to keep the water above the grain bed. Simple enough. I did remember to drain from here into the jug first as well. Otherwise, as I'd loosened that, it all would have just, yeah. So we are now ready to start our sparge. So this then takes water from HLT, flushes out the Hermes coil, comes through sight glass and into there, just like this. And this is the bit, again, everybody loves, where it starts to clear. I think my sparge ball's blocked already. No, we've got a little bit coming through here, look. Which probably is about alright for a sparge. It's taking this a while to clear though. Well, nothing better to watch, have we? Cash under the hammer and homes in the attic and stuff. God, that is going to be a slow sparge. But the underback is ready, and all the milky stuff that we took off during that turbid mash. Come on. Might come back in a bit when I've cleaned my sparge ball. We'll have another go. One of the things I think I'll be doing quite early on into the new year is making the holes in that sparge ball bigger. Right, here we go. This should clear this now. There we are. Nice and pretty. Flushing out the Hermes coil. And I'm just going to wait that for a second and then pop my sparge ball back on. Open that, turn that on, and we should get a sparge. Not much of a sparge, I'll grant you that, but it is a sparge nonetheless. It's a bit pathetic, isn't it? It's still better than a piece of tin foil with holes in it. Well, it wasn't a blocked ball for a change. It was an airlock that I managed to get trapped in there somehow. That's now worked its way out. We have a nice dribble of a sparge going in and a nice dribble coming out of the underback, or into the, out of the Valentine into the underback. Meaty. Well, we are getting very close to the first real test of the automatic underback Grant, and I can't imagine that being far off now. It's a very slow sparge coming through here, literally a trickle. I like it nice and slow. It'd be nice if it were a bit faster though, and we might actually get to see this before everybody dies of boredom. You hear one about Englishmen, Irishmen and Scotsmen walked into a bar. Those were the days. People watching this in the future might not realise what I mean by that, but this is... Today is New Year's Eve. Oh look, here we go! Pumping out of here, through that pump, out and into... Beautiful. Today's New Year's Eve 2020. All the pubs are shut, there's no parties, there's no gatherings, there's no Hogmanay, there's no Jules Holland on the telly. And I'm making a lambic. It works. Wow. The first real test of the underback. Brilliant. It's definitely going to be a long night. It's 7:20. Going to have about an hour-long sparge. An hour-long sparge. And then 3-hour boil. Be ready to go into the Koelschip before midnight. Happy New Year, innit? I got to admit, this is rather hypnotic. Just stood here trying to guess when it's going to kick in. It's going to kick in any second now. Really, it will. This could turn out to be one of the most boring videos I've ever made, honestly. I've had to adjust the... oh, good, there we go. I've had to adjust the Valentine arm ever so slightly. It seems to be pulling much better now. God. And there's no sucking on the bed. It's pulling nicely and there's no sucking on the bed. It's New Year's Eve. You have to allow me a little indulgence. The smut fest that has been 2020 shows no signs of abating. It's a master baiting, but it shows no... Shut up, Paley. Come back when that's done it a few more times and we're ready to start the boil, eh? This was my sparge water pH. Whoops. 3 point... well, it's actually 3.2. Give it a stir, it will go up one or down one. Thanks to 10 millilitres of AMS. Worked out perfectly. I'm going to put some anti-foam in because we've got quite a high amount in here. I finished up with 42. That's going to drop down. I reckon I'll end up with 30 after a 3-hour boil, and a couple of gallons on the floor. No, we do need to get some extractor in here. I've got that fan over there, but it's going to get a little bit damp in here. Fortunately, this building is very, very dry, so a little bit of humidity doesn't hurt. There's very, very little humidity in this building, mainly because I think it's heated by 2 fan heaters. That's all the heating we got, by the way. So it's the insulation that does it. The spray foam on all walls. We have a very, very successful trial, if I say so myself, of the Valentine and the underback. A few little tweaks I'll probably end up making. That's the way it goes. But generally speaking, it worked a dream. So now we're going to get ready for the boil. I'm going to chuck, I think, let's say 17, half of the old fuggles, 17 grams, because they, you know, there's not much of them. I think that should be about right. By the time we're finished, we'll be down to 30, just under 30, I should think. So that's good. That's first proper pucker test, and it works. Wow. Well, I'm impressed. Back for the boil. We're coming up to the boil. We've got 17 grams of very, very old fuggles that hardly smell at all. Let's have another go. A tiny, tiny bit of aroma. Either that or they're really fresh and I've got COVID-19, I'm not sure. So I'm going to use the big hop filter in this one. Ouch. There's something in there that I just stabbed myself on. Bit of loose mesh. Oh well, a bit of fresh blood won't hurt. Yeah, so we're going to use this one because we've got quite a lot of hops going into the start of the boil. And because they're big hops, big hops, you know, I've talked some crap, they will need filtering to stop bunging everything up at end. I'll take the Valentine arm off now, can't I? There's no further need for it. We can go start cleaning it all. So yeah, all in all, quite a successful brew so far. A long one. It's gone. It's nearly 8:15. So we have another 3 hours. We should be transferring here just before midnight, just before 2021. So this is a 2-year brew, and then a 2-year wait to see if the brews worked for our traditional-ish Lambic with turbid mash and everything, and spontaneous fermentation with all those natural yeasts that we've got here in this building, no doubt left by never mind, let's not do that one. Don't do that. We won't do that one, will we, Delilah? Okay, darling. Okay, right, nearly at boil. The hops are in. Hopefully they'll stay in. that would be a good idea, as there's a hot basket in there. I think they'll be alright. And it's time to start on the Verdant, getting ready for New Year. Bit of a worry. The hops that I couldn't smell, I can smell very clearly now. So whacking them out, I think, is the answer. And yeah, there should be enough hop extract to have gone in here by now in order to make it more preserved. Fuck, I can smell it. Actually, Yeah, it's not too bad. It isn't. I have to. It's like really stale, manky old hops. So with any luck, the aroma and flavour they have imparted will fuck off within the next couple of years. What a shit. Anyway, we'd had to. Sorry, if I show you the sight glass. If I show you the sight glass next to Delilah's boobie, or actually between her boobies, there we are. We're at 40. So we have 2 and a bit hours to go. We'll be down to 30 and a squidge, maybe. And then after that, probably tomorrow, 29. So I shall fill. Oh God, have I got? I'm not going to put it. Oh look, here's the thing now. Here's the thing we have to think about. I'm going to have to put it in a plastic bucket. I could put it in a Firmzilla. I could put it in the original Firmzilla. No, I'm going to put it in a plastic bucket. The reason I'm going to put it in a plastic bucket is so that I can. The floor's all sticky. I can pop it in here and still have room. I'll bring the shelf up. Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, by the way, look. Oh God, what a stash. Not as good as that one. Right, back when I think I've wasted enough people's time here. Wibbling on, this is going to be an epic video, isn't it? I might have to split it into 2, before and after. And in the middle, the Koelschip. It's New Year's Eve, 2020. It's 11 o'clock. And all the lights have gone off in the workshop because they're on timer. And we're down to just under 30. So we can now turn the heating element. That's alright, I've been drinking all night. I've got an hour to go before the new of the eve. And now I'm going to put it in a Koelschip in a second. It's been a long brew day today. It's now just after 11. Oh dear. Make sure I've got everything connected properly. Sight glass goes down to the pump, out of the pump. No filter required for this because it's not going through a plate chiller. So let's see how we go. Not quite enough yet for siphon. Oh, it might do. It will do. Give it a minute. Wait for that airlock to work its way out. I'm on another Verdant here. Oh, looky look. We have the very first of our Lambic and an empty Verdant glass. Well, I hope I've closed that valve down there, otherwise it'll be all over the fucking floor. The very first CanaLambic. CanaLambic. Get it? Never mind, I wish I hadn't said that now. Here we go. Oh, looky look. It's that bit where you fill the whole place full of steam. Stand back a little bit to get the full effect. Crikey, that smell is... We don't seem to have any drip. That's good. I've angled it so it'll be easy to get into the fermenter tomorrow. Look at this, boys and girls. Wow. What I'm going to do, because this is going to need to cool down, is, wow, brilliant, I'm going to turn this, ow, fucking hell, trying to turn it off while pissed, God, right, that is looking so good, smelling so good as well. So we now leave this overnight. How are we doing on here? Crumbs, that's gone pretty quickly. Oh, look at this. Oh, spontaneous fermentation, no, well, spontaneous sort of inoculation as it cools down. All those natural yeasts deposit themselves on the top, and all those various different cultures, Saccharomyces, Brettanomyces, oh fuck. Right, well that is it, it's pumped. It's pumped pretty much all it's gonna pump. So I can turn that off. That's it. We have our first Lambic brew day bloody well completed. Wow. What have we got left in here? Not very much, look at that. That's okay, isn't it, boys and girls? There's nothing really worth sort of salvaging out of that. Great. Wow. This is quite exciting. I think I might have to celebrate by having another beer. So yes, there we have it. That's our very first spontaneous fermentation experiment using the Koelschip, which I haven't even built into a frame yet. It's handled itself pretty well. I am slaughtered, boys and girls. Good. So now we just wait until the morning. It's nearly New Year. We got, well, actually it's not. We've got 45 minutes to go yet. But fucking hell. Boathouse Lambic. And if we can get Chris up for doing one next to the Chesterfield Canal, we'll have one next to Sheffield Canal, one next to Chesterfield Canal. In fact, we could do a few, and then in a couple of years' time have a mass blending for the CanaLambic. Shut up. That's it for the moment, boys and girls. Probably be the last bit of filming I'll do in this respect for 2020. What a fucking year. But we're finishing on a high with our very own Lambic. Oh, bye. Can hear them, can't see them. How do we know when it's midnight? We can't hear the bells. It's 11:59. Are we getting ready then?
Yeah, I thought you'd put your phone onto the news with the Big Ben.
Whoa! 2, 1. Happy New Year! Whoa, hang on, there we go. Posh glasses and everything. Mwah. Oh. The morning after, the night before. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm feeling a little delicate today. So what we're going to do, I've just star sand, in other words, sanitized a fermentation bucket. We're going to get that in there and then in a fermentation fridge and leave it for a couple of weeks and see what we get, if anything. So let's get on with it. It's quite possible this might have essence of smoke because of the big fire we had last night to keep ourselves warm. Let's drop that a little bit. It got to be quite a bit of a messy night last night with us burning stuff. Now I'm not sure, that probably won't fit under. No, that won't fit under there, so I might try and find something to put that on. Actually, I could put that on there, couldn't I? Right, hang on, boys and girls. Moment of truth. I'll probably find this is all blocked. Now, I didn't actually put a ball valve on it. All I did was, as a temporary measure. Oh, look! Temporary measure, put that little, well, it is a ball valve, but it's not a lever ball valve. This is our Lambic, our first ever experiment. Do you know, it actually smells quite nice. Right, back when that's full, because otherwise it won't half be a boring video. I don't know if you can see, but there is something going on there. Not massively, but something. Wow. So I'm a bit blown away by this experiment. This has been kind of started 2020. This is now 2021. Probably be about 2023 by the time we know whether this has worked. But you know what? I don't care. Well, I do care because it's a lot of time, but I don't care because it's the journey rather than the destination. And I think this is the fun part for me, is that we're embarking on something completely new, and it's a whole new learning experience, and I'm loving it. Yeah. A little inspiration from my friends over at Allagash. We're in, and there's some kind of sort of pressure building up in there. I'm going to run this, I think, at 15-16 for probably about 3 weeks, which sadly means that I've got 2 fridges now occupied, one full of beer and one full of Lambic. So I've only got 1 fermentation fridge, or possibly 2 fermentation fridges upstairs. Should I put Charlotte Sauvignon Blanc in the Keezer? But that's okay. Now, there's no yeast gone into this, no yeast nutrient either. I wanted to try and do it reasonably as traditionally as possible. So the Koelschip was filled at 11 last night. it's gone into here at about 1:30, I think. No, about 1 o'clock. I haven't really been keeping an eye on the time, so 14 hours spontaneous inoculation fermentation. We'll see if we have picked up anything yeast wise and culture wise. Be nice to think that we get a Saccharomyces and a Brettanomyces, but we might not. We might just get mould, but who knows. The first fermentation bit takes about 6 months ish, and then the second, where it's eaten most of the sugars, can take a couple of years. So we're looking, I would say, summer 23 before we've really got something. But that's okay. What's the rush? Plenty of other beers to brew in that time. I'm going to try and bang a few more of these out, and hopefully I'll get Chris on board, and we'll take the Koelschip over to Retford, and we'll do a couple by the canal there. So I'll have 2 canal side, or at least 2 canal side sort of bases from which to look at blending later. It's not going to be a massive project, but it'll be a fun project. I don't know if I'm going to post this on social media, because sometimes it's just a bit of a, I don't know. There's always another expert on social media. I just don't need it. I don't need it. But if you want to see the future progress of this and other silly things, what I does do, and you haven't already done so, please feel free to subscribe to the channel, click like, feel free to share. That's what it's all about. Got any questions? Stick them in the comments down here. I will be making some regular updates on this as it happens over the next 2.5 odd years. But there's plenty of other stupid stuff that will come before then, I'm sure. So we did all right. We got over me 23 odd litres. That's a 30 litre keg, so we'll end up with a little bit of space in there. I might top it up with a bit, turn that into a Solera, a sort of a Solera. I don't know yet, haven't decided. For now, let's just let it do its thing and see where we go in a week or so. Thanks for watching. Today's the 1st of January 2021, and this was started on the last day of 2020, and what a year that was. Whew. So guys, wishing you health, happiness, and whatever you understand by prosperity, and that's not always financial, believe me. Wishing you all those for 2021. Stay safe, take care, and cheers.